And thank you again for your willingness to be here, and I turn to the Vice Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today's public hearing will help, I hope, the American public writ large understand how the Kremlin made effective use of its hacking skills to steal and weaponize information and engage in a coordinated effort to damage a particular candidate and to undermine public confidence in our democratic process. The Russians employed thousands of paid internet trolls. Russia's President Vladimir Putin ordered a deliberate campaign carefully constructed to undermine our election. First, Russia struck at our political institutions by electronically breaking into the headquarters of one of our political parties and stealing vast amounts of information. Russian operatives also hacked emails to steal personal messages and other information from individuals ranging from Clinton campaign manager John Podesta to former Secretary of State Colin Powell. This stolen information was then weaponized. We know that Russian intelligence used the quote-unquote Guccifer II persona and others like WikiLeaks and seemingly choreographed times that would cause maximum damage to one candidate. Second, Russia continually sought to diminish and undermine. I want to make clear, at least for me, this information is not about whether you have a D or an R next to your name. It is not about relitigating last fall's election. It is about clearly understanding and responding to this very real threat. It's also, I believe, about holding Russia accountable for this unprecedented attack on our democracy. And it is about arming ourselves so we can identify and stop it when it happens again. And trust me, it will happen again if we don't take action.
Chairman Burr, Vice Chairman Warner, distinguished members of the committee. The Kremlin can do this to the world's sole remaining global superpower. Imagine how other countries see it. The differences between Russia and the United States are profound and will not be resolved soon. This is not a crisis, not something that will pass soon. It is the new normal. We will see Russia relying on this toolkit in the months and years to come, in the upcoming elections in France and in Germany this year, in our own future political campaigns. Deception and active measures have long been and will remain a staple of Russian dealings with the outside world for the foreseeable future.
Mr. Watts?
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, thank you for inviting me here today. From these objectives, the Kremlin can crumble democracies from the inside out, achieving two key milestones. One, the dissolution of the European Union, and two, the breakup of NATO. Achieving these two victories against the West will allow Russia to reassert its power globally and pursue its foreign policy objectives bilaterally through military, diplomatic, and economic aggression. American-looking social media accounts, the hecklers, honeypots, and hackers I described earlier